So this is Adrienne Obi, Capricorntigress of Astrology. I look inside, and it looks like I've actually made it over to YouTube, and that's a great thing whenever I actually get to go live. So you guys, look, I had a day. I had such a day that I had to come and make this video about it. I couldn't let it go a second longer without talking about it. Okay, so this is what's been going on, and maybe you'll understand my frustration a little bit after I start telling the story. So from the very beginning, it was just one of those days. We were supposed to have some event where it had been planned for like months, and they didn't give us a link to the event until like the last minute, literally an hour before it started, or a few minutes. I missed it, of course. And even when I got there, they didn't let me in, and I'm like, screw this. I was already in a mood, okay, by this time, because I had been planning this for weeks, and then I didn't get to be a part of it. I'm like, what the heck is going on? On top of that, I'm just irritated in general by overall everything, okay? Believe me. I remember hearing months ago that Pluto on the Ascendant made people extremely angry, or angry in general. I just need to slow down. Let me just take a moment. Okay. Right. Just slow down. Hold on to my crystals. And breathe. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. Feeling a little bit better. I had to get myself together. I want to thank everyone who is willing to watch me when I'm in such a mood, God knows. But let me explain what's happening. I went and I looked up where the planets were. And when I looked at them, to me, it explained everything that's occurring in my life. And maybe by talking about these aspects and where they are, perhaps it will help other Caps or people with Capricorn rising or who are experiencing these aspects. Okay, so let's go over where the planets are now. And you know, so right now the sun is at 0 degrees and 57 minutes of Libra. 0 degrees and 57 minutes. That means all today, it was most likely in the fate degree, either 29 or 0 degrees of Libra. And I am a Capricorn. Yeah, it was one of those kind of days. Also, I think because it was happening where it was just mind, like my mind shifted today. Okay, so the moon is at 28 degrees and 50 minutes of Cancer. 28 minutes and 28 degrees and 50 minutes of Cancer. My North Node is at 29 degrees of Cancer in my 7th house. The sun is at 0 degrees of Libra, which rules the 7th house. The 7th house can rule partnerships. The 7th house can rule marriages. The 7th house can rule your significant others. The 7th house can rule business partnerships and business deals. The 7th house can rule open enemies. Open, apparent enemies. And today, I met them. I identified them. I know who they are. All of them. There's more than one. But the main one I think I caught today, and I removed her as a friend. I've known her for 35 years. There hasn't been a pleasant word said to me from that woman for almost a year. And you can only put up with that for so long. I've done nothing to her personally. It was just her desire to continually berate me over the way I handled my husband ghosting me. First of all, there is no particular way a person handles being ghosted by a man they thought they were going to spend the rest of their life with. How dare she? Who does she think she is? God? On top of that, I I feel like what I went through is like when someone loses like a family member, like a death or a birth or, something serious. There is no particular way you act in that time. You can go back, hindsight is 2020 and say, oh, I could have, should have, would have done that. But to sit up there and judge me for a full year almost over something that I probably wasn't even coherent at the time when I was typing it, that is no freaking friend. That is an enemy, an open enemy. And I identified her and I got rid of her. And I don't want her anywhere near me. She's toxic. I don't need toxic people around me. I want good people around me and normally positive. But if you're positive, but you can't be positive toward me, you're toxic. You're toxic, at least to me. You might be great to everyone else, but if you're toxic to me, you're still toxic. See, I got to let you go. And that's the problem. I mean, I really do hide myself away from people. I do not need that. And maybe, I'm not going to blame it on the whole empathic thing because a lot of empaths do that. I am a INFP or IMFJ or anyway, I've got one of those rare, only 13% things of the world thing. And I pick up other people's vibrations, obviously, even over the internet. Hell, I met my husband and married him from over the internet. Obviously, I pick up vibrations. So I have to be cautious about the kind of vibrations I let in my life. We're in a place in our society, in this world at this time, when there is quite a bit of negativity. I mean, it is possible that the world could end in less than 30 years. And I think that a lot of people are beginning to behave as though the world's going to end in 30 years. I mean, they're saying whatever they want to say. They're hurting whoever they want to hurt. They don't care whose feelings get stepped on. They don't care. And so when I come across people that I am sensing is that way, I got to stay away from that. Because in this time and age, I think it's all about self-protection, self-love, self-respect, and just not allowing other people to shit on you. Excuse my language. If you're a Capricorn, you may be experiencing this. I'm going to go a little deeper into this, but just so that you know, I mean, we're dealing with Saturn in Capricorn and Pluto in Capricorn. These are very major. And Saturn in the North Node are opposed to each other. So the South Node is basically sitting on Saturn. I do want to make it aware that the South Node is exactly opposed my Sun at this very time. I mean, exactly within 3 minutes. And it's only within like 20 some minutes of Saturn right now. So yeah, this would not have been a really good time to F with me. And I guess she learned that situation because I'm not down with that right now. I'm sorry. It's just not going to go down that way. Okay. Now this moon at 28 degrees of Cancer is trine my Scorpio Venus up in the 10th house. And why would she mess with my relationship, my past love, my ex-husband, or, still my husband technically. But I'm like, what? Is she sleeping with him? Is she the reason we're not together? Who knows? She and I are born on the same day, January 5th. Who knows? I don't know what kind of secrets. Her sun, her moon, and her ascendant are in my 12th house. That is not my friend. I had to X that right on out of my life. Really. And if she's with him and he's with her, good luck to you both. Good riddance to bad rubbish. I don't need that kind of trash in my life. All the trash has been thrown out. Okay. So I'm sorry. I came here to rant. I knew when I was coming, I was going to be ranting. And so good luck. You guys might run and hide, but I'm sorry. It's got to come out. I got to let it out. I'm sorry. a lot of people are like, no, you shouldn't expose yourself. You shouldn't talk and be honest anymore. Hide yourself, hide. And I'm like, why? At my age, and the world's going to end in 30 years. Why? What am I hiding for? I'm going to be 100% honest with myself. I got Saturn sitting on my sun and Pluto sitting on my ascendant and the South Node sitting on my sun. If I can't be honest with myself right now, I ain't ever going to effing be honest with myself. So I'm dealing with my reality, which I'm not all that pleased with, okay? But I'm dealing with it as good as I can. I know I've made my mistakes. And with all this emphasis in Libra, the fact that my anniversary is today and I'm 100% estranged from the man who is still, I guess, legally my husband, since I don't have no damn divorce papers. How dare anyone tell me how to act when all this, like Mercury and Venus are opposed or square my sun? Really? Winch. Dirty ass winch. I'm sorry. I told you I got Venus and Scorpio up in the 10th house. In the 10th house. And I'm a double Capricorn. It's basically, it's at home. All kind of havoc. Mars is at 23 degrees of Virgo, by the way, which is my 8th house. Yeah. Mars. Nobody better mess with me today. I don't want to mess with nobody. But I will say this. Mercury's at 16 degrees of Libra and Venus is at 12 degrees of Libra. They're a little wide for an actual conjunction, but like they're both technically opposed my sun on either side of my sun. You know, as far, I'm not opposed, but square my sun. And I don't think anyone likes their sun squared by Libra. It really is a day where, you know, relationship stress is like up out of the atmosphere. And the only reason I decided I was going to make the video and talk about it, the only reason, well, the sun is at 0 degrees, almost 1 degree, and my Mercury is at 3 degrees of Aquarius. They're trying, and it wants to talk. And so I thought there's no other better day than, you know, now Chiron is, you know, sextile. My Mercury exactly is sitting in my 3rd house of communications going, talk it out. So yeah, I can't talk it out with him. I don't want to talk it out with her. And so I'm going to just talk it out and just get it out of my system because I need to release it so I don't get cancer. I really believe that. I mean, maybe it's because I was born with Mars and Leo in the 7th house, but, you know, I got to let out the anger as soon as I get the anger so the anger doesn't stay within me. And I've noticed I've had to do that more now that Pluto is in Capricorn and it is sitting inside my 1st house. Like, oh my gosh, Cappies, whoever is out there who might have anger also, if you got Cap rising or you're a Capricorn, you know, find some way to release that anger, get it off your soul, get it out of your system, get it out of your body, do whatever it takes, dance, run. I mean, my gosh, blow into a brown bag if you have to, but get it out. It has to get out. I swear, I believe that when people are negative like that and they, you know, you feel that attack or whatever that is, that's like putting bile into your life. Like that negativity wasn't even necessary and it came out of left field. But because I was already hypersensitive, because we're dealing with, you know, a conversation about my anniversary from my ghosted husband, like it just went like a sword into my chest. And I'm thinking, why? You et tu, Brutus? Et tu? So yeah, I had to let her go. Okay. And she is not the first of the friends that I've had to let go. I will let go as many friends, air quotation marks, as I need to until I feel safe, secure, and solid. That is a double Capricorn with a grand trine with her Taurus moon in the 4th house and her Pluto in the 8th house. I am not effing around. If I sense even 1 ounce of being at all in jeopardy or in any kind of unstable relationship, a person who's not really my friend, a fake false face, any of that, if I get any any indication that you're not real and you're not for me and you're not my friend, you're out, done, cut, gone. Queen of Swords here. I'm done with it. I'm done. I'm done with the enemies. I'm done with the bad husbands. I'm done. I'm done with evil people. I'm done with people messing with me. I'm done. I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm done. So you either come correct or get the F out of my life. Okay. Felt good to get that out. I had to release that, y'all. It had to come out. I don't want to have a heart attack. It had to come out. Okay, so whew, I feel so much better. Really. I don't know how people hide that. How do people stuff that? That you just saw me have like a whatever that was. How do people stuff that? And I think that's the problem. I think people are stuffing when they're angry and how they're angry and who they're angry with. And then they're going and they're taking that nastiness and bile and they're putting it everywhere on other people and other situations where it doesn't belong. So if you can release it and get it out and you know, let it go, let it blow. Whew, I'm actually a little bit happy I did. Because actually Mars is, you know, it is trine to Pluto right now in the night sky. But Mars is also in my 8th house, and it's also sextile my Venus, and it's also sextile my North Node. Hey, there we go. I had to get this out, and it's also trine my Taurus moon. I had to get it out. And it's a grand trine with my Ascendant. Yeah, had to get out. Yeah. And it feels good. I got it out. Yeah. Jupiter at 17 degrees, and Jupiter is direct now, is technically sextile that Mercury that's in 16 degrees of Libra. So I like that. I like that sextile right there with Mercury and Jupiter. Of course, it's why I am spouting my truths, right? My new philosophy on life, right? I'm spouting out this truth. But I love that, you know, yeah, Jupiter in Sagittarius is going to make you like tell the truth. And I think that Mercury in Libra, wow, it's, you know, it's the balance thing. You got to stay in balance. You got to let it out. That's what's going on, talking about partnerships and enemies. So 7th house stuff, right? Got to talk about it. Let it out. So I'm glad I'm doing that. Let's see. We've got that Uranus in the 5 degrees of Taurus. That's technically in my 3rd house too. And it's retrograding back deeper into my 3rd. I had to let it out. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. Ain't trying to hurt nobody. Yeah, you know what I mean. Ain't gonna hurt nobody to get on down. I had to get it out of me. And I think Uranus in my 3rd house of communication makes that an apparent need. Now, Neptune is at 16 degrees of Pisces, and that is also retrograding toward a sextile with my Sun, and it is in a exact sextile almost with my Ascendant at this time, almost, yeah, because it's like at 17 degrees and almost it's like 16:55, and my Ascendant's at 17:18 or whatever it is. So yeah, that's, yeah. So you know, the funny thing is, with an Ascendant sextile Neptune, I mean, it's the 2nd house, but I don't think that it was a mistake that I felt like I was duped by someone I thought I could trust. Because, you know, that's my 2nd house. I have my Taurus moon, right? So, yeah, it's almost like someone I thought I could trust. And trust is such a big thing for Taurus and such a big thing for anyone who has any planets in Taurus, especially their moon. That's your security. So, yeah, I think that was part of it today. And then with that Neptune in the second house like that, sextile the Ascendant, it was almost like, because it's, it's retrograding, and almost like this person might have been a false face for a year or two. For all I know, her and my husband have been messaging each other, and who knows what's going on. I don't know. I mean, I could be making this all up in my head, but what if I'm not? But this is Neptune retrograde. Things become more apparent. And it was sextile my Ascendant and my Sun. The fact that this was an open enemy became very apparent to me, and I had to let it go. So yeah, that could happen for some people. I think when Neptune is retrograding that way, I do think it's going back over some details that you might have missed. You glossed it over, you didn't see it, you were blind to it even, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, wait, I didn't see that detail before. What was that? Right. That's Neptune retrograding, and it's going back over wherever it is. You might find other things that you didn't realize, or you had your eyes closed to, and now you're starting to see them. So that true node at 14 degrees of Cancer is retrograde. As I mentioned, it's opposed my personal Sun, but depending on where it falls in your chart, it is indicating that the area where it is where you're supposed to put that, emotions, the nurturing, the caring, and to be more caring and open, and it just nurturing in that area. For me, technically, the North Node is in my 6th house. I mean, it's conjunct my descendant, which is why I think, open enemies, that kind of thing. And this girl I did used to work with. So I think that's weird because it's in the 6th house. So there was the open enemy from a past job. How weird. But yeah, North Node in the 6th house could rule your health as well. And with it opposing my Sun, I really felt the need to have to get this off my chest. Now, I will say about one other thing, and I'm not sure where I'm going to attribute this. I'm going to think it might have something to do with that Uranus in the 3rd house, because it's Taurus. And I said I had a Taurus moon that's naturally in my 4th house, right? So today, I lost the power in my kitchen. It's gone out before, but there's like a breaker or something, and it went out, and now my food in my fridge, I'm losing the food in my fridge, and that's definitely the moon. It was a post Capricorn today. So I'm hoping tomorrow there is something that comes along and can help me save the food, because I definitely can't eat all of that, and it's already starting to not be great. So yeah, pray for me. It's been that kind of day, you guys, really. All prayer is accepted, invited, and welcomed. Thank you. So, I wanted to go over those things. I just wanted to come and rant and get stuff off my chest and just talk about what it was that I thought I saw and what I thought I experienced. And, it's so weird when Mercury squared the Ascendant. I went into astro.com, and the first thing it said to me was disagreements. And it says, normally this influence is quite favorable for all forms of communication, for getting around and getting in touch with people. Your mind moves quite quickly and cannot stand being idle. And this influence makes you eager to exchange ideas with others, and you feel like sitting and chatting with someone all day, if he or she is interested enough. But the drive of this energy is such that you may waste a good deal of time chattering to yourself and not really accomplishing much of anything. And I feel that. There's so much I have to do, and my mind is so diverted. So while it's quite easy to express yourself under the influence, do not expect everyone to agree. That's one thing, especially if you talk too much and others feel that they'll never get a chance to say anything. That's true. So they may disagree with you just to make you shut up and listen. Yeah, I can feel that. I can definitely feel that possibility today. So yeah. The moon is also opposed Saturn, but it's saying to do nothing. It's like a disruptive effect on relationships. Just do nothing. It's lonely and isolated and, depressed mood. It baffles the people around me and no one I can communicate with. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Strong tendency to look on the dark side of life and react too strongly of disappointments and failures rather than reinforcement from others and success. I guess I have success, I don't know. The best way to handle such feelings is to do nothing. Don't take them seriously. Don't make decisions based on the way you feel now. But I'm not taking back that decision. I had to let that go. I'm sorry. Because she had been snarky way too long. I mean, how many snarkiness can you take? One too many snarky remarks. Anyway, a problem shared is a problem half. See, that's why I'm talking about stuff. I guess people are probably thinking this woman has got to shut up. It offers a possibility of raising issues in conversation with others or being aware of them, yourself. So communicating, cooperating with others. It could be some unspoken differences, some reservations and sensitivities. I mean, got to be considerate of others. It applies to dealing with others. Yes, I'm cooking dinner. I told you I had to cook that food. I had to cook the food. So let's see. Delicate, sensitive manner. Important things need to be dealt with delicately. I don't handle anything delicately. I'm a Capricorntigress. The most clumsy of all of the signs. It's true. So it's saying that it could mean that, I don't know, somebody is getting deeply hurt or something. I don't know. A problem shared is a problem half, they say, but the division of sharing or suffering is particularly tricky. Those who are not led by genuine empathy and real readiness to understand are in great danger of doubling the suffering by sharing it. A talk can be helpful and healing, but it can also create new wounds. The current effective quality of time presents opportunity to divide and share. You must determine your motive. I guess my motive is just to be like, don't F with me. I don't have any motive. I guess they're right. I should be quiet and just, should I have shared this? I don't know. I'm just talking. I can't help myself. Anyways, lazy streak. Let's see. This one says good time for relationships. Or good time, or it's too fleeting to start anew. This is a fruitful dialogue about the state of my soul, either internally or with another person. Old habits, prejudices, and childhood patterns of thought are very likely to take precedence over what is considered reasonable. Not a good time to enter into delicate negotiations or engage in important discussion. Other side of this influence is a good time to withdraw by yourself or with another person. Get in touch with your feelings. As long as you recognize that your emotions are emotions rather than rational judgments, you will not have trouble with this influence. In fact, you can learn a great deal about yourself. Okay, I'm game. I'm willing. I am. I'm willing to learn. I really want to know why, I go through these moments. And then I got changing mood. So actually this entire day, because that's the moon square, the MC, it's just one of those days where it's just like, where you're just not feeling that satisfied, Yeah. Could be a little disruptive. And perception's not even that clear. You know what I mean? It's one of those days. It's just not that great. And it's a horrible day in my mind because, it's a horrible day that I got married to a person who I don't even know. So I'm looking here and it says your private life is important. Personal needs contradict your goals in life. It's true. You could appear to have no desire for work because private matters have priority. If you still want to function in the professional world, you must find a way to somehow take your personal needs into consideration. Use your brief breaks to take care of your personal and private matters, to send your sweetheart little messages or make plans for the evening. Remember that the day, including the night, has 24 hours. There still must be room for a private life. Yeah, there are some things I'm not even saying. Although a lot of people are like, oh, you tell all your business. I'm like, I'm only telling you what I want you to hear, child. Y'all ain't hear nothing. Anyway, this is time to wake up. You probably don't feel all that comfortable in your own skin at the moment. Really? You may feel hurt by the criticism of someone close to you. Oh my gosh, truly. If you are totally honest with yourself, you might be able to admit that this criticism was not totally unjustified. Of course not. You may have already had similar thoughts yourself. Forgive the person who expressed that thinking and use this criticism as an incentive to make some changes. No, I'm not, because that's one too many snarkiness. And I don't need to be reminded of how imperfect I am. I'm obviously aware of that with Saturn in the first house by birth and on my freaking Sun and Ascendant right now. Nobody needs that. No one needs to be someone going around telling them how bad they are or how they messed up all the time. I mean, are you my friend? That's like, oh, that's a judgment. Like, you're my friend if you do what I say or if you're the way I like. Otherwise, I'm going to pass judgment on you. Who needs that crap? I don't want any of that crap in my life. It's horrifying. It says you could do something for your self-confidence and appearance. There might be some flaws that you should attend to. Oh, yeah, like my personality flaw with Saturn sitting on my Sun. You could possibly benefit from a little more exercise and changing your diet. It's true. Try to activate your mind and body. After all, you're responsible for your own well-being, and it's not your partner's fault if you're unhappy with yourself. Perhaps you've been drifting rather aimlessly lately, so it's time to come to wake up and become an active participant in life again, and don't leave everything up to your partner. I don't even have a partner, so it does not matter. Moon squares. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's private life is important again. This one was, which is this one? Feeling reserved. If someone wishes to connect with you during these hours, your response will be somewhat reserved. Perhaps you're not interested, but you may also be very interested and behave more cautiously for the very precise reason. You would like to know where you stand so you don't waste your efforts and spare yourself more disappointment. It could be that someone feels attracted to you and this poses a challenge to your steadfastness. You want to be sensible, but the stronger the temptation, the more intensely you'll feel a sense of responsibility or the pressure of social conventions. If you're already in a committed relationship, you probably think that this is good because it fulfills your need for security. And if you're dissatisfied despite being in a relationship, it could be due to the fact that you're entered into a commitment that you are now experiencing as limiting. It is possible that this unpleasant feeling would pass. However, it returns at regular intervals. It could be a sign that you need to make some kind of change. It's true. Comfortable atmosphere. So, okay, I do want a comfortable atmosphere right now. You're absolutely right. If you happen to be alone now, you will sense a slight yearning for togetherness with a partner. No. Since they don't want to be with me, I already decided I don't want to be with them. Then you view the world through a pair of search glasses and imagine whether this person or another would be a good match for you. No. Probably a few would suit you. But the moment you have no drive to find this out, yep, I don't. Instead, you settle for potential possibilities. If this is not enough for you, you need to behave differently and be less hesitant or send out signals that are a bit clearer. No, I'm okay. I'm not trying to rush into anything. Expressing the unsaid. You have the opportunity to straighten out situations and explain yourself. Even though you do this, a sense of pain remains. Simple fact that you need to clarify or even justify something shows that things aren't right. Try to speak about this with someone who understands you, need support from a friend or partner in order to overcome the pain now. See, I needed support from a freaking friend, not a hidden enemy. Take this opportunity to talk about your wound. It's a great deal that's been building up inside of you, so it needs to come out. Oh my God, I just said that. Didn't I say that? Oh my gosh, I said that. So what you do now will actually help you improve things, but you cannot feel this yet. It will take more time. If your partner is the problem, you now have the chance to let him know what is bothering you so that you can behave differently in the future, or he can behave differently in the future. If you do not talk about it, he will not know what is causing you to suffer. Oh my gosh, is that not what I was talking about? So if you're single, you will now be people who remind you of your old problems. You get the chance to practice dealing with these memories with each new encounter. Anyway, I'm totally freaked out because I nailed that. And I'm really proud that I did. Because yeah, the pros say exactly what I thought it was. And so yeah, I'm glad I got it off my chest. And I do feel a little bit of sympathy for all of you who had to listen to me get it off my chest. But I'm glad I got it off my chest. Okay, you guys. Anyway, I thank you. And I hope anyone who, listened to this got something out of it, or at least had fun watching me rant and get all that Saturn and Pluto off of me. If you're a Capricorn, got Capricorn rising, Capricorn sun, Capricorn anywhere, get it out, release it, let it go. Don't let it fester. Get it out. Okay. Well, that was my special message for all of you. Much love, much light, many blessings. And I hope you reach out to me to get some, extra advice, and come follow me on Facebook. I'm going to put all my stuff down below. It's going to be better. It's going to be better tomorrow. I already can tell. Okay. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.